being said, though, is when he got picked up, it had a lot of rumblings in our family and obviously with the world in 1990. Where were you when your father got picked up?
Well, I was actually, it was around Christmas time. So I remember I was in the house. We were home, and I kind of knew that it was happening.
Yeah.
So it was, my father had known, they were tipped off, and prior to him getting arrested, he had gone on the lam.
Yeah,
and,
I remember that.
He was away for like about a month and a half, and we had no contact with him while he was away.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And we didn't know how long that to me was the most unsecure time in my life, because I really didn't know what was going on. No one was telling us nothing. Correct. And then I remember there becoming an article that he could possibly be missing or he could be dead.
Yes.
And I knew he wasn't. That I did know, but I didn't know if like I'd ever see him again. So it was like a whole month and a half of like this uncertainty. And it was like heavy duty surveillance. Now the FBI was not just surveillancing my father. Well, they weren't, because he was no longer there, but it was like me, my brother, like they were following us to school, because I think they felt like, or to work. At the time I had the florist, to see if we would lead to him. And he had shown up one morning. I remember my mother going, "Come downstairs." And I came downstairs and he was in the kitchen. And I remember just bawling, crying. He had a full on beard, and he just like, he had a lumberjack jacket on. And I was like, what is going on? And, he had basically explained to me what was going on. And he said, an indictment came down. I'm probably going to get arrested. And, I didn't imagine the magnitude of what was going to happen. I'm okay, you're going to get arrested. And I remember it was that night he had left. He went downtown to go meet John Gotti, and I guess he knew. And to my knowledge, what I was told afterwards was he kind of tried to divert it, because, the whole FBI was looking for him, and he's saying, "John, like, let's go meet somewhere else," or whatever. But John wanted to hold court, and we were home. I guess, my mother knew once he showed up at the Ravenite, it was going to go down, because the government was all over the place looking for him. And it did. That's exactly how it went down. So I remember watching it on the news. And while it was happening, I'm like, okay, he'll be home, like, and then boom, denied bail. And it was like, wait, he's not coming home. And then, boom, it's like, he's the underboss of the most powerful crime family. Okay. So I kind of assumed he was in the mob, but what is the most powerful crime family? Like, now it just started all unraveling.
Wow.
And while it's unraveling, it's like, my father's trying to fight for his case. And, it was like we were going on visits, and, it was just a lot of intense stuff happening. I remember like my father telling us, like, you can't come on a visit without John's family being there, because he doesn't want me to have visits without him being present. So it was like, while this is all being played out in the news, and me personally, I'm speaking from whatever my father was learning between his relationship and John was what they were learning. But for me, it was like learning what this world was, but then also seeing this intense kind of like, okay, we're in this situation now. It's like we can't even go visit him because we have to wait for these people to come. And it was like a lot of stuff was about here. My father and being arrested.
Hold on,
and my uncle was me. And he was.
Karen, sorry to do this.
Can you hear me?
You go back about 10? Yeah, can you go back about 10 seconds, because it froze and it sounded like a really important part. If you don't mind, sorry about that.
Right. So at the time, my father was being housed at the MCC, so it was a lot of, stuff